Hi friends, oh look at the weather, it rained like crazy. Let's do that. We will shoot this video at home. See you friends. But there's a bit of rain, it's German weather. You keep saying walk around, film while walking, but sometimes it doesn't allow it. Now I will continue the video here. Anyway, it will be a video with some writing and adding. Actually there's no subtraction, only addition. In this video my dear wife and dear son are not with us right now. To remind us of them, we have my dear son's favorite toy and the balloon we got for his half birthday. He sends his regards to them with these. We are a small family of 3, and regarding our expenses, Osman is here too. Osman is very right. Osman, come. Come, we will also tally up his expenses. Friends, the expenses for Osman are also included in the video. Osman's expenses will also be included. We will add them up too. I am aware that if you have expenses like this, it might be possible. I am moving on to the video. Before we start, please like the video. I would be very happy if you subscribe to my channel. It's something very valuable to me because even finding it is really challenging for me. Seeing that you liked it makes me very happy. It supports the channel. Enjoy watching. Of course, I have my notes here. I have my notebook. I have such a big notebook for you. I try to write before all the videos I will shoot. Now, if we ask what the biggest main expense is, it is of course our rent. In Germany, the rent. It is divided into Warmite and Kaltmiete. In other words, you can pay your rent as Kaltmiete and other expenses separately. What are the other expenses? Building expenses, heating and hot water, or sometimes electricity and internet can also be included. The payment method where everything is included is called Warmite, or you might be paying only Kaltmiete. You might be getting subscriptions for the other expenses separately. We pay Warmite. As Warmite, our first expense is 976 euros. What does this include? Rent and building expenses. Heating and hot water expenses included. I won't skip mentioning this. What kind of house is this? A 2+1? 75 square meter house? Really very close to the city center. The reason is, as you know, I moved here before Isa and my son. Before I arrived, it was very important for him to adapt to the city. Therefore, being relatively far from areas accessed by public transportation outside the city might have demotivated him. I think this was very important for our adaptation. We tried to rent a house in the city center. For example, in the coming years, we might move further outside the city since there's not much point in staying here after learning the city. We can reduce this expense. This is also, just keep this in mind as a footnote. We pay 55 euros per month for electricity. I moved to this house in March. While they were discussing what Germany's situation would be and the natural gas prices, I made a 2-year contract to make it a bit cheaper. Because I made a 2-year contract, maybe the price would have been around 66 euros. But because I signed a long-term contract anticipating that prices might decrease, I pay 55 euros monthly for electricity. At the end of the year, if you have used less electricity than you committed to, at the end of the year, they refund you this amount. The internet is free for the first 6 months. So my contract is for 2 years that way. Then I pay 20 euros, telephone line. Isa and I pay 10 euros each. I think it includes 5 gigabytes of internet. We can call it controlled. There's a tax you pay every 3 months, like the TRT band roll, TRT tax, which is 16 euros. What does the total come to up to this point? Of course, I didn't gather it from my father. I wrote it down here. 1,073 euros, my friend. We have some transportation expenses. For example, I pay 49 euros for public transportation. But there's something like this. With a company discount, it comes to 32 euros. Train, tram, bus. There is no metro here, but you can use it. Because Isa doesn't go out much and doesn't travel daily, we haven't bought a Born Pass for her yet. So her cost is 0. She only walks. A small market shopping. When I came here, I lived alone for a long time. I mean, we waited for 5 to 6 months for Isa and my son's visa, you know. While living here alone, I can say my market shopping was around 50 to 60 euros per week. I can say it amounts to about 200 euros monthly because I don't have any specific criteria. Generally, men don't have many criteria. Especially regarding grocery shopping, we don't even know what to buy. Now that Isa and the child have come here, we are 3 people. I think it doubled. So according to our calculations, it definitely costs 100 euros weekly. Most of the expenses are actually for special foods we buy for our child. For example, we prefer bio foods like milk and cheese that only he can eat. I really miss you. Can you hear? Your favorite toy was left here. Son, I missed you so much. Come quickly. If you want, we can collect until here as well. Oh, that makes 1,473 euros. For example, we needed a cupboard under the sink and here. You can't know without experiencing it. In the course of that day within life, yes, it's one of the things that emerged as a cabinet was needed here. Since my son can't walk, he doesn't break things, but maybe he will break something. Never mind, is it just one? Now we will have expenses. What did I say here, for example? I said it could be a cabinet, glass, dishes, but you also know about these expenses inside the house. We mentioned something like 1.75 euros. Lastly, you want to go outside. Especially now it's the summer season. Yeah, you might want to eat outside. Of course, it may vary, but a meal for two, having a drink each. We can say 50 euro for this. This is also 200 euro per month. We have one more expense. We can say it's a fee we spend when we eat out or spend time outside. And the ones we watch, we can't watch much right now. But there are subscriptions, there's Spotify, there's Netflix. I don't know what there is now because our credit cards are on hold in Turkey. They are being used from there cheaply. But this is a nice tip, friends. Here, 20 euro. Normally, because if we close the credit card in Turkey, probably 20 euro here, in any case, concerning them. We mentioned Osman a little while ago. We also have some minor expenses for Osman. We have cat insurance. This health insurance is actually for Osman. You might need to take him to the vet. There could be an emergency. You need to get his vaccinations. For this, we get insurance with a monthly cost of 20 euro. We can say 10 euros monthly for Osman's food and litter. If your pet goes outside and interacts with other people, animals or the environment, you should get liability insurance. It might harm someone, hit a cyclist, or a cyclist might hit it. You'll have an extra monthly cost of 30 to 40 euros for this. Nice information, gourmet information you wanted to share. Similarly, when you go outside, not your pet, because you interact with people, you need to take out certain insurances. Insurances are actually for the outside. For other people, the environment, the municipality. It could happen. Let's say you were walking and dislodged a stone belonging to the municipality causing damage. You need to get insurance. These can be obtained for varying amounts between 10 to 20 euros per month. You may want to get unemployment insurance. Anything can truly happen. You might be unable to work. It could be something related to you. There are insurances that cover your expenses when you are unable to. I didn't get this insurance I mentioned, but this is also around 10 euros per month. If I've calculated correctly up to this point. 1,818 euros is our spending that month if we do nothing. And I didn't mention these here. I want during the summer you might want to go on vacation. Between July and August, people really use their vacations and go places. These are also expenses. Buying a round trip ticket to Turkey, staying here, going on vacation. These are approximately our expenses. The fees you know are the same. Therefore, these costs are the same. That's why I won't write these as an extra total or item. You may have some objections or know some different things. It definitely does not cover all of Germany. I am sharing this because this is how my living experience is. For example, the biggest item here is rent expenses. It is highly likely that there will be much more different variable things in rent expenses. Possible. The whole scale changes between the east and west of Germany. From the far east to the far west, all expenses increase significantly. In very large states themselves. For example, in Berlin and around Hamburg, rents are much higher. Or whatever your expenses are, you can write them for my friends living here, for my dear friends. These expenses do not include the cost of wanting to buy a car. You wanted to buy a car on installments. You can get a car on installments for approximately 200 to 300 euros. If you're traveling within the city, fuel costs, your gasoline cost will be around 50 euro, 60 euro. And then, for example, there will be a parking fee. This might not be everywhere, but since where I currently live is in the city center. For my friends who want to evaluate, adapt, or use this video accordingly, let's make a total then. On top of 218 euros, a 300 euro car installment cost, and 100 euro parking. And if we add 50 euros as a grinding fee, we will reach 2,268 euros. Keep this as additional information for yourself. We've come to the end of the video, friends. Thank you very much for watching the video. Thank you very much for watching up to this point. By the way, don't say, you always wear the same t-shirt, bro. Because, you know, friends, I'm currently living alone. My old followers would recognize this t-shirt. I bought it for 50 liras from Bakırköy market. Back when 50 lira was 50 lira, huh? I know you liked the video. I think it turned out well. I would really appreciate it if you like the video and subscribe to my channel so that I can continue making more. This is really important to me. Take care. Thank you. Bye-bye.